5 hard truths regarding infidelity, broken trust, healing after an affair. Number 1, there's no such thing as a mistake or an accident. Period. End of story. There are lots of decisions, lots of micro justifications, lots of planning, lots of preparing. And even if you say, well, Mr. J, he or she just, came on to me and, something happened, it was quick and it meant nothing, then there was still decisions and choices to keep it from your partner. So no such thing as a mistake or an accident. Now, I will give you that there were decisions made from an altered state or in an altered state. I always say people that get into cheating and affairs and so forth, it's almost like, you're making decisions while you're on drugs, while you're high. Doesn't excuse it, doesn't rationalize it, doesn't justify it, but there is context. That's number 1. Number 2, relationships and affairs are not always necessarily an attack on the marriage, attack on the relationship. And one of the reasons I say that is because oftentimes when I'm talking with clients, the person who stepped out and cheated will say, well, Mr. J, I just felt a disconnect in our relationship. I just felt we were so separate, so divided, such a disconnect. And the other person's sitting there and they're like, what? What marriage were you in? Because I thought we were doing good all this time. And one of the things that I often say is people that stray, people that cheat, whatever, they're often conflicted within, and they feel a separation. They feel a divide. They feel that there's a separation, and so they believe it's from the relationship itself. Not to say that the relationship maybe can't, need some work, but it's oftentimes I felt there was a separation within me, and that's what is projected onto the relationship. Because people that are seeking affairs or in affairs, whatever, they're not necessarily looking for somebody else. They're looking to feel or become somebody else. Anyways, the next thing is I do not necessarily believe that you can repair a relationship that's been devastated by betrayal. Because it's like this. You can go down to the Titanic and repair the holes that sunk it. Wonderful. The ship is still at the bottom of the sea. So what you have to do is get the word repair out of your head. You need to rebuild your relationship. Just like the trade centers, you can't take the rubble of the trade centers and then start trying to build, an Empire State Building with it. No, you got to completely eradicate, wipe that away, and you have to rebuild. And it's the same thing with healing after betrayal. And here's where I'm going to ruffle a lot of feathers, especially in the mental health community. I don't necessarily believe that you can heal from betrayal, heal from infidelity, heal from broken trust. What you do is you realign and rebuild yourself. So you integrate the grief, you integrate the trauma, you integrate the betrayal, you integrate the pain into your life. Just like when we lose somebody, we don't ever get over them. We integrate grief and we learn how to manage it. And we learn how to manage all of these to the best of our ability to where we're not just surviving, we actually manage it, overcome it, and thrive. Because on the, quote, healing journey after broken trust, we're not only dealing with the relationship part that's broken, we're dealing with ourselves that were broken. So, when you do decide to take the lessons from the pain, integrate them, manage them, you can actually create a marriage, a relationship, like I said, that's bigger, better, more beautiful than ever. I hear this all the time. Mr. J, if you were to tell me I have the bond, the connection, the deep attraction and love for my spouse that I do today, the relationship I've always dreamed and prayed about, I have that today. If you would have told me this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, from where we came from, I would have never believed you. But we have it. And that's because people took all the components of that betrayal, PTSD, the grief of it, whatever, and integrated it, learned how to manage it, and now you've built something completely bigger, better, and more beautiful. Because I always say, once you do that, then you most certainly have your happily even after. But the last profound truth is this. Our minds will make or break us. our minds will make or break us. If all you're doing is thinking about, marinating in the destruction of what happened, that's going to be what you're living. But if you lean in and focus on and work towards the construction of a new marriage, you're going to shock yourself. So talk to a betrayal trauma-informed professional, do the work, and find your happily even after.